Hello everyone, I'm doing another video, this time to analyze survival of the fittest event and help you with future events. So, first thing I want to talk about is the points. When you get to survival of the fittest, you have 7 days. In each day you have a specific point system. So, for example, today is heroic development, where you get points for using your hero frags, collecting food, and spinning raise plays. So, the first day was the power spike, where you get points for upgrading troops, training troops, doing buildings, research, and everything. So, in this case, I'm just going to give a couple of pointers how you can score higher in the future. So, as I told on my development video, most of the time during game, you should be saving things, saving speed ups, saving hero fragments, saving shift gear, saving everything, because on the evolution of your account, this event is the most important one, because here is where you can get the heroes you need to get better stats. So during this survival of the fittest event, you have, for example, before that you have the value vouchers, where you have the jab event. This is where you can trade vouchers for fragments. In this case, the most important one is jab. You can use biocaps. You can use 15k biocaps to get 10 fragments, and you can go to jab's options and get all the vouchers you need so you can trade it. So, besides that, when you get to, as I showed you before, to the event, you have one day that is raise place. What raise place is another event where you can get another hero. So in raise place, you have to spin a wheel to get trash fragments. This spinning the wheel also gives you points for the survival of the fittest. So in here you can get 2 for 1. You get fragments from this specific event, and you get points for the next one. So in this case, I used, for example, biocaps. So if you're a free-to-play player, or if you don't spend much money in it, one option is save a bunch of biocaps. So spinning the wheel one time gets you 1.5. You can spend 1.5k biocaps. So with this, I did this. So I got all the spins only out of biocaps. So with this, I got, for example, 30 fragments here for Trish. I got 20 here. I got 10 here, and I got 5 here. So with this, with all of this, I got 65 fragments, legendary fragments for Trish, and I got around like 6 million points for the survival of the fittest events. With that also, since this phase you get points for upgrading your heroes, I used the fragments I got for Trish, upgraded it, so I got points for spinning the wheel, I got points for using legendary fragments, and that was a way for me to get a high score on this particular day. So besides that, every time you get fragments in the game, and not a survival of the fittest event, you don't use them, you just save them. Everything comes down to maximizing the usage of all your items, especially fragments. You don't need to use the fragments besides events. Another thing is the, for example, these you get here, you can exchange. Usually these ones you need to save them all, in this case for like 2 or 3 weeks from now, when we are getting the new event, the new survival of the fittest event, where we will get to the generation 3 heroes. So in this case, I will probably not use any of these right now. Why? Because there will be much better heroes soon. So in here I have to do all the math, and I have to get the maximum amount of fragments, so I can upgrade them all for this event. The general ones, I will keep them. So even, for example, if I got this part, if you get here, you see on the bundles, you see them, you go to the bundles, you see the daily drops, you have the daily deals. Even if you're getting all of these fragments every single day, you can get them and not use them. So you save all the fragments. Even if you got all the jab yesterday and today, you can get 300 fragments, but you don't need to use them right away. So everything that you get in between events, my advice is to save. If you save all of that, for example, on the fragments, you guarantee a very high score on hero development day, very high. And if you save all your biocaps, you can use that to get spins, spins that get you legendary fragments from heroes, and then higher score. My main advice for the survival of the fittest event is regarding the power spike day. It's very easy for even for free-to-play players to get a high score on that day. What do? I have all my main area. You get here. I'm training, for example, Hawks. So what am I training? I have T9s available. I'm not training T9s. I never train T9s. What do? I trade, instead of doing the Night Stalkers, I do the Hawks. I spend every single minute training Hawks. Why? Because when I get to the survival of the fittest, the thing that gets you the most amount of points is training soldiers. And the best way to train a high amount of soldiers in a small time is by upgrading them. So, for example, here you can see that I'm spending 9 hours and something to train 550 Hawks. If I want to upgrade Hawks to Night Stalkers, I can do almost 5k troops in that same amount. Think of this like during the space in the time in between events, I'm doing like 90% of the work, and I stash everything. So I train T8s, for example, and I leave them there. I train more and I leave them there. When you get to the survival of the fittest event, I pick all of them and I just finalize them. It's like the final touches, and you get points for upgrading them all. And the more you upgrade, more points you get. So if you can, for example, build 50k T8 troops, you can upgrade them all with like 60 hours worth of training speed ups, for example, and you get like 30 or 40 million score on that day. It's very easy to get high score. You just need to save training speed ups, and you need to build one level below. If you do that, I guarantee you on the training, on the power spike day, you get a lot of points. Okay, so but this requires planning. This requires for you to save everything you have during the time in between and just using it on the right time. So this is the part for the power spike and the training troops. You have the hero development. I explained to you what to do. You also have a part where you upgrade your gear, chief gear, equipment, and all that stuff. It's the same thing. You save everything that you have during those 15 days, and you use it on that exact moment. So don't rush it. During the time in between events, you don't get any kind of bonus for having one piece of equipment a little bit higher. So in between that, the only thing you're doing is grinding, is attacking plagues, is attacking fence, maybe doing some raids, that will never give you a big advantage. Much bigger advantage if you save them and you get something in return. For example, even if it's something small. For example, you go to the leaderboard, you go for the ranking rewards, event rewards. Even if you go here, 21 to 50, it's 10 fragments, 10 more fragments for Wolf. So, and you have to also think about the daily ones. So, if you get 5 or 6 days in here, you also have this. So you're getting rewards with things that you already have. So you need to plan, you need to work those skills and save everything. My first day I did my almost entire score free to play, because as I explained to you, I only use troops to upgrade and training speed ups, almost nothing else. On my second day, I used some of the hero pieces I used. That of course had a few bundles in it, but small ones. I pick up the small bundles here and there. During the week, if you see, for example, a training bundle like with 2000%, you can buy them, stash them, keep them, and use them on the right time. If you notice, when the Survival of the Fittest event is on, you have these construction ones. If you go to your town, you see, for example, let's just say here, upgrade. If you go to your town hall, you see that the increase of your battle power is 157. If you multiply this by 30, it means that if I upgrade my town hall to 28, I get 4.5 million points. And this is a 23 day speed up to get to 4.5 million. That's very low. If I do 15k troops upgrade, I can do 5 million in 30 hours. So upgrading buildings, doing research. If you go for research, for example, you go for high level research. Let's show you. If you go, for example, for high, this 2 days, nothing, it's 11. So in here you get 300k. So this just shows you that what compensates on the power spike is troop training and not buildings, not research. So focus on that. And you can see here, for example, I have the ability to upgrade everything that I have, because I found when I got a few decent promotions, I got them and I kept them, I stashed them, and I'm just waiting for the day to use them. So just think about this. In between Survival of the Fittest event, the only thing you need to do is, even if you buy, is to keep everything, stash everything, and use it exactly on the right time. That's the only way for a light spender or a free-to-play player to be able to get some advantages from these events. Only way. And then you have to hope that the big spenders take the day off on that day. It's very difficult to get first, very difficult to get second. But if you don't try, you don't get anything. So for me, it's the best strategy to use during the Survival of the Fittest events. And another thing, heroes are the main thing in this game. So you have to focus your spending and your time and getting the max amount of fragments. So if you have events in the middle of the Survival of the Fittest, they might be okay, but most of them, they are not that much. You have events that give you a few things and might not be worth spending your time. You have to think that you have Generation 1 heroes now and Generation 2. Nowadays, the best ones are the 2. In about a month or so, you will get Generation 3. That will make Generation 1 almost useless. You have to think that you need to improve over time without overcommitting on something, because in a few months it will be obsolete. So you have to program everything. So if everyone starts right now saving for those Generation 3, when they come out, you will have them, and you will have them at a decent level, because if you save money right now, when it gets to the vouchers event, you can probably get a few more bundles and get to level 60 generation 3. So that is how you evolve your account, and that was how you do it a little bit better and faster. Because right now, for example, nobody has a generation 2 hero over 70. So everyone that has 70 with nice equipment has an advantage over everyone. So you have to think that the stats and how they reflect are only for that precise time moment. Because Generation 1, there are people that have them maxed. Generation 2, nowadays, you can only have Wolf or Jab at level 70. It's impossible for anyone to have higher than that. Because for Jab, you need 4 voucher events. And for Wolf, you will need to end the daily deals to get anyone to have in max. So if you have them right now at 70, you know you have a hero advantage against everyone. So that's the line of thought that you should have while developing your heroes, and where you should invest to make your account stronger. Okay.